The increase in gas prices is affecting them in a way you might not think. He's biting the bullet on this one and not charging people more because he feels like you're paying more for gas and everything else. Well, it doesn't look like this running back will get to do her touchdown dance anytime soon. Ow! In Tuscola, I'm Aiyana Cristal for News Channel 15 Sunrise This Morning. Now, back to you. Fighting Illini have had some extra time to work on their defense, and players I spoke with said they're going to have to step up their game against Penn State's high-powered offense. State police are going to be beefing up their presence on the road. That's right, guys, and as you saw earlier, they tested my blood, and unfortunately, my blood is not good enough to donate. And it has to be pretty exciting since Illinois hasn't made it to the Rose Bowl since 1984 and hasn't made a bowl appearance since 2002. Let me break this down for you. It is Arctic out here, very frigid and brutally cold, and these strong winds out here is not helping the situation. The best of the best teams in Illinois will be vying for the state title here this weekend. Let's face it, snow and ice are the last thing drivers want to see when they hit the road. As you can see right now, there's still a few inches of snow on the ground. I'm here with the Centennial Chargers, and they're going to show me how the wide receivers catch the ball. Almost! Ow! I caught the ball. After a hard day at work at the gridiron, this wide receiver needs a few ice bags so I don't feel the burn as much in the morning. In Champaign, I'm Aiyana Cristal with News Channel 15 Sunrise This Morning. Now, back to you. Responsibilities of driving weren't enough. Do you think you could juggle phone calls, text messaging, or even downloading ringtones with your hands supposed to be on the steering wheel? Has it become too much to ask for drivers to keep their eyes on the road and their mind on driving with all the advances in technology? Questions one Illinois family now asks after driving and phone usage became deadly.
Somebody was looking down, downloading a ringtone, and her eyes were totally off the road, and she hit Matt with the full force of her vehicle.
Matt Wilhelm was riding his bike in East Urbana when he was hit by a distracted driver. He was in critical condition for 6 days until he died September 8th, 2006.
So it was a very emotional, traumatizing time.
It was just shocking because we were so surprised that somebody would have their eyes off the road while they're driving.
The operator of the vehicle that hit Matt received a ticket for improper lane usage. The reason? There were no laws that address a case of this nature.
If you're 18 or older, you can talk on the cell phone. There's no law that says you can't.
After Matt's death, a law was created that bans teens from using cell phones while driving. But for the Wilhelms, it's still not enough. Illinois does not have a negligent vehicular homicide law, and that prompted Matt's parents to keep Matt's memory alive by creating Matt's Law, a law that has penalties for distracted drivers.
To save other people and to keep other moms from facing what I faced when I had to watch him die before my eyes.
No law can bring Matt back, but it can prevent similar accidents from occurring in the future.
So other people don't have to die needlessly, because these are the kind of crashes that are preventable.
Matt's parents wants everyone to know driving is a privilege, not a right, and driving is a responsibility. It's too late for Matt, but not too late for you.
Tuscola is and was a railroad town. My grandfather, a Greek immigrant, ended up in Tuscola. He worked for the railroad. He met other Greeks who taught him how to make candy.
That's when the Flesser Candy Kitchen opened back in 1901.
We learned candy making as little kids, just like other people will learn other trades from their parents.
The shop pleased countless customers with their candy for decades, until hard times arrived in the 70s.
As many small towns did, the downtowns kind of closed up and blew away. A lot of the business development went out to the highways.
The store closed down, leaving a vacant building. But that wouldn't be the last time the sweet aroma of chocolate would be pouring from this building.
I was driving through town and I saw a for sale sign in the window. The building had been vacant for almost 30 years.
So Ann went back to talk to her sister that night.
So I said, what would be the most outrageous thing you could think about doing? And my mother leaned over and said, you want to buy this store, don't you? And Devin said immediately, that would be great.
It was in our blood to do this.
So the sisters reopened the Flesser Candy Kitchen in 2004.
There we go.
The newly opened shop preserved most of the fixtures from the original store.
We have the original floor, and it's made of beautiful hexagonal tile.
Had we not been able to get the original fixtures back, it would have been a harder project to put together. We say that, you know, the universe was on hold waiting for us to come back. I'm not quite sure.
Call it fate, call it what you will, but you know, it's been a vacant building for a long time and people just wanted it back. It was a nice little family shop for people to come to.
Customers were certainly happy to have the candy kitchen back.
It's great that the girls have brought it back because it brings back a lot of fond memories to people here in Tuscola.
What we're seeing now in America is kind of a rebirth of the downtowns, and we're part of that kind of movement.
They're trying to bring people back to downtown Tuscola, and I think they're doing a pretty good job of it.
Thomas Wolfe, the great American writer, said you can't go home again. And I think for my sister and I, and for a lot of Tuscola people, they can come home again.
I'm here with the Tuscola Warriors, and we're going to show you how the running back Austin gets down.
Austin is going to carry the ball when we tell him to, but he's vital.
You do a lot of pass blocking, but then it equals itself out because then everybody gets worried about the run and they start spreading their defense out, and that opens up holes for me. And sometimes the holes are not even there. You got to make one or run outside. You know, usually the linemen make the holes, so I don't have to really worry about trying to find one.
In order for the running back to find holes, he has to have quick feet, which means a lot of drills.
Okay, what you want to do is keep the ball close, get your knees high, don't touch the ropes, fast feet.
All right, let's see if I can do this.
Without touching the ropes. You want to try to keep your momentum.
On your mark, get set, go. And this is called the gauntlet. My arms! Okay, let's do it again.
Head up and ball control. So what you do is you're gonna start out. You're gonna get a nice lean. Keep this arm moving and keep the ball tucked.
This drill is called the drag. There's more to a running back than strictly carrying the ball. He's got to be able to catch passes and block.
When you do pass blocking, you just have middle linebackers come screaming up the middle at you, so you got to meet them at the line, which is a head-on-head collision pretty much, and you have to do that quite a few times so our quarterback doesn't get tackled.
Austin has got a myriad of who he has to block, and he can't be wrong, because if he's wrong, our quarterback ends up on the ground all the time.
Running backs have many roles, but it's all worth it when he runs in for the touchdown.
Actually, I think running back's about the best position to play in football.
Well, it doesn't look like this running back will get to do her touchdown dance anytime soon. In Tuscola, I'm Aiyana Cristal for News Channel 15 Sunrise This Morning. Now, back to you.